Hi, I'm Renee McLaughlin, and I'm so excited to share this yummy Gentle Somatic Yoga 15-minute flow with you. Let's get started. First, we're going to just come over on our sides and roll all the way down. Do it in a gentle way. And we always begin Gentle Somatic Yoga class with what we call a body scan, where we just sit here for a few seconds, really relax the body, and use our mind to focus in on different parts of the body just to see where we're starting from. Where are we feeling contractions? We begin with some nice deep breathing, and that helps to relax the nervous system, which also primes and preps the brain to begin to shift and change. The first move that we're going to do is a move we just about always start the class with. We call it an arch, flatten, and curl. And it's really meant to release all those tightly held muscles that we have in our back body and in our front body. All right, are you ready? Let's go ahead and bend the knees. So you're just going to bend your knees, get yourself comfortable there on the floor. And I want you to put your hands on the lower belly. We're going to be taking a deep breath in, and this is a belly breath, meaning you want to pretend like that lower belly is a balloon. When you inhale through your nose, you're going to expand the belly balloon, and as you do, you're going to allow your tailbone to roll down to touch the floor. In other words, you're going to get a big arch. All right, are you ready? Starting neutral spine, hand on the belly. Inhale through that nose, expand the belly balloon. Arch that tail on the ground, big round. And now super slowly, I want you to exhale back to a neutral spine. You're exhaling through the mouth. And when you come back to just your neutral spine, you let go of all muscular tension. You completely relax. And now we're going to do our flatten. We're going to inhale into the belly first, and then we're going to flatten our back. You ready? Inhale. Exhale. Flatten that back. So you just feel no airspace there. Everything feels good. You almost feel like you're hollowing underneath the rib cage. And then you're going to exhale again through the mouth, just back to a neutral spine, super slowly. Here we go. And once you're back in your neutral spine, you let go of all tension and you relax. That's what's called the arch and flatten. We typically do it 3 to 4 times, and that really just helps to get that back and front muscles relaxed. It's a great way to keep your back healthy throughout your lifetime. We're going to add the curl this time. So I'm going to begin by intertwining my fingers, lacing them, and putting them right at the back of my head. Now, before you start, it's really nice to notice, and you can see as you're looking at me, how high those elbows are away from the floor and the shoulders as well. This is a starting position before we do the flow. So now I'm going to go in once again, and I'm going to arch just like I did before. Inhale into the belly, allowing the tailbone to roll down. Inhale. Good. I'm going to exhale back to neutral. And I'm going to let go of all my tension. Here we go. Now on this one, I'm going to flatten, and at the same time, I'm going to hug my head with my elbows and lift the shoulders. Here we go. Inhale into the belly first. Exhale, flatten the back, hugging the head, tipping the chin up, and you're just coming to as far as is comfortable. It looks like a sit-up. If this is not, we're not trying to sit up. We're just releasing the muscles in the back. So now we're going to exhale and slowly, and if you've already exhaled, it's okay. You just drop, come back to a neutral spine as the head and the shoulders drop. Nice. Now at this point, my back is neutral. Now I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to hug my elbows in close to each other. The shoulders up away from the floor, and super slowly, I'm going to allow those elbows to come all the way slowly down as far down as they'll go without any tension or pain. And I'm going to release them all the way down and then relax. Now, I only did that one time, and can you see how much more range of motion I got? My elbows are now all the way on the floor. So when you do it a couple of times, you can really open up in the neck and shoulders. That's arch, flatten, and curl. Now, I'm going to roll myself over. I have lots of additional moves where we release, cross patterning in the back, cross on the sides, releasing hip flexors. But for this one, I'm going to show you one where we release hamstrings. So many of us get so tight in our hamstrings, and when the hamstrings are tight, it pulls on the lower back. And this is a beautiful one because you can really see and feel the release. So before we do a flow, we always check to see where we're at before we do the flow, and then we do it and check afterwards. So a beautiful way to check first is to just hinge over at the hips. I'm going to go to the side just a little so you can see. And allow yourself to come over, but only as far as the body's ready to go to. In other words, I'm not just going to try and stretch myself into a stretch. I'm just going, okay, if I just gently relax down here, that's about as far as I'm going. So I'm looking to see how close is my torso to my legs and how long are my arms, okay? And I can feel the stretch already, so I'm going to come back up. The other thing that's fun to notice is to keep your hips level and to see if your feet are about even with each other here. And right now, before I start the flow, they are. So I'm just going to begin. I'm going to bend this knee, and I'm going to intertwine my hands right here at the ball of my foot. Now, by the way, if this is hard and you maybe are larger breasted or you just can't get your hands there, it's not a problem. You can grab a towel and just pull the towel up, away and use the towel for the leverage. Works beautifully. Right now, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to pull my leg in. I'm going to lift my chin, and I'm feeling like I'm always arching my back. And now slowly, I'm going to create resistance. I'm pulling back gently on my foot as my foot is pushing into my hand, and we're slowly going to begin to straighten the leg. Notice as I do it, my head drops down at the same tempo as I'm straightening out that leg. And I'm going to go all the way down just again as far as the body's ready to go to. I'm not going to overdo it. Wherever it is, I'm going to stop. I'm going to let go. I'm going to relax. Notice as I relax, my foot flops out. I allow my head to relax and my upper body. And then after I'm completely relaxed for a few seconds, I come back up. Now, I don't know if you can see so much, but I'm going to kind of turn to here. Just doing that one time, can you see how much I lengthened those hamstrings? I already got about probably over an inch of length just in that one leg. Pretty amazing. We do it 3 times, but just to keep it even, I'm going to go on the other side. I'll just do it once again to show you, intertwining the hands right at the ball. So I'm pulling in. This is what we call a pendiculation, and I have lots of other explanations on there for you. But essentially, you're hugging the muscles in. That's what we're doing here with the lifting knee through the chin. And now I'm relaxing, slowly releasing. Slow releases are what works absolutely best. All the way, all the way, all the way until my body says, Renee, you're done. Don't go into any more stretch than that. I release and completely relax. The complete relaxation is as important as the hugging because remember, this isn't exercise and it's not yoga. It's actually working at the brain level, which is the root cause. The brain controls the muscle. The brain right now is thinking it needs to hold us safe. It needs to contract us in. So it's not allowing us to relax or release. That's why if you get pain, you can see now that I evened those legs out. I bet you did too. When you have pain, you go to a physiotherapist, a chiropractor, massage therapist. They do a great job. They release everything. You're like, great, I feel better. And maybe An hour later or a day later, you're right back again. Why? Because we need to re-educate the brain. That's what this is doing. Isn't that fabulous? Now you just got lengthened hamstrings. Now remember, I only did it once on each side. Really, it requires, ideally we like to do 3, but let's just see if I got any more out of that. Even though I can see the length, I'm going to hinge on over. Excuse me. All the way over. And I'm not trying, I'm just hanging here. And you can see how much lower I already got. That's the power of these gentle somatic yoga flows. All right, how about one more? I'm going to come back over. Now that I release the back, the front, the hamstrings, how about if we release our hip rotators? This is another beautiful move. Hip rotators are the ones that allow your leg to do this. All right, and when they get tight, it really pulls all in the hip. So this one is another noticeable one. Let's roll on down where you can really tell. You can tell I'm kind of on the other side of the room, aren't I? So I'm going to come to here. Beautiful. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my feet hip width apart. And I'm just going to work just in my right one so I can tell. So I'm going to take that right foot and I'm going to put it directly next to my left one. And now I'm going to allow that leg to open up slowly, about 2/3 of the way down, just to about there. And I'm just going to put my hand right here at my groin so I can get a somatic, feeling it from the inside out sense with my hand. Now I'm just going to allow that knee to come up a couple of inches, and I'm going to pause there. And I'm going to slowly let that knee open up just a little further than I did the first time. I like to say about 3 inches. And then you just pause there. And then you bring the knee up a couple inches towards the ceiling again. And super slowly release down a little bit further than you did before. Good. So remember, we're not stretching. We're releasing slowly. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to bring that knee up a few inches. I'm going to pause there. And now I'm just going to let it drop a little bit lower than it did before. I'm close to the floor, but I'm not all the way there. And now I'm just going to release my hand. I'm going to let the knee just drop. And now I'm going to bring both legs flat down. And I just want you to notice how much more open that side is compared to the other side. Again, the power of these releases. You can feel that, can't you? So I'm going to go ahead and let you finish by doing the other side. And I'm just going to come on over and say thank you so much for joining me and experiencing just a tiny, tiny taste of this beautiful moving meditation. I like to call it a moving meditation, but in actuality, it's even more powerful because you're meditating in that you're very mindful, we're going very slowly, but it's even more powerful because not only are you relaxing the nervous system, which is so healing in and of itself, but you're also releasing all those long-held muscular contractions. Thanks so much, and I hope you'll join me in either a live or recorded class package. Have a beautiful, relaxing day.